In the void beyond Earth's skies, floating between the planets, lies a scattered frontier. A frontier made not of land, or sea, or air, but of ancient stone. Asteroids, rugged, silent, and cold. These celestial leftovers are among the oldest objects in our solar system. They've drifted in orbit for billions of years, untouched by atmosphere or erosion, preserving the building blocks of planets and the scars of cosmic history. But now, humanity is beginning to look at them with a different kind of interest, not as symbols of the past, but as gateways to the future. Because hidden inside these rocks are vast stores of resources, water, metals, and rare elements that could redefine the way we build, travel, and survive beyond Earth. Some call it the new space race. Others call it the next gold rush. Whatever the name, the reality is this. The race to mine the solar system has begun, and standing at the forefront, not quietly, but with precision, confidence, and ambition, is China. Their mission? Tianwen-2, a spacecraft that may not just explore the stars, but extract from them. Tianwen-2, the name translates to heavenly questions, is more than just a follow-up to China's previous Mars mission. It's a technological experiment, a deep space engineering trial, and a bold declaration that China isn't just watching the stars anymore, it's reaching out to shape them. This mission will set its sights on 2016 HO3, a tiny, tumbling asteroid that doesn't quite orbit Earth, but stays near it, like a loyal yet distant companion. It's what scientists call a quasi-satellite, orbiting the Sun in near lockstep with Earth, never straying too far, but never truly bound to us either. Small, only about 40 to 100 meters across, and irregularly shaped, HO3 is no easy target. Its low gravity, unpredictable spin, and narrow orbit make it incredibly difficult to reach and navigate. But that's exactly why it matters. If China can master a mission to this kind of object, land on it, anchor, collect samples, and return them to Earth, it won't just be a triumph of science. It will be proof of concept for something far greater. Tianwen-2's journey is designed in two acts. First, it will rendezvous with 2016 HO3, perform a close survey of its surface, and attempt a sample return, bringing a piece of the asteroid home for study. This alone would place China among the elite few nations that have successfully conducted sample return missions from deep space. But Tianwen-2 doesn't end there. After releasing the sample capsule, the spacecraft will reignite its engines and embark on a second mission, a journey toward a main-belt asteroid far beyond Mars. This second leg of the mission is less about samples and more about endurance. It will test deep space navigation, communication, and power systems that must survive months, or even years, in the harsh, cold reaches of the asteroid belt. In essence, Tianwen-2 isn't just one mission. It's two, and maybe more. A platform, not just a probe. A training ground for the future of space industry. To understand why this matters, we need to ask, why mine asteroids? The answer isn't just about money, though the numbers are staggering. Some asteroids are rich in nickel, cobalt, platinum, and rare earth metals. Metals we use to build phones, computers, batteries, and renewable energy systems. Metals that are expensive, politically sensitive, and increasingly difficult to source on Earth. Then there's water, one of the most valuable resources in space. Not for drinking, necessarily, but because water can be split into hydrogen and oxygen, the same ingredients used to make rocket fuel. In a future where spacecraft don't return to Earth, but refuel in orbit, asteroid water could power entire space economies. Imagine a network of fueling stations beyond Earth, supplied by mined ice and regolith. Imagine construction materials extracted from asteroids, 3D, printed into habitats in orbit. Imagine metals harvested and shipped back to Earth, or used to build the next generation of spacecraft without ever touching a launch pad. This is why Tianwen-2 matters, because it's not just about a rock. It's about proving the first link in a supply chain that doesn't start in factories, but in space. Tianwen-2 is a part of something much bigger, a sweeping, long-term strategy to transform China into a spacefaring superpower. This mission is backed not just by scientists, but by state planners, military leaders, and economic advisors. Because space, in the 21st century, is no longer just about exploration. It's about positioning. China has already landed rovers on the Moon and Mars. They've built their own modular space station, Tiangong, orbiting Earth, staffed by their own astronauts. They're developing new launch systems, reusable spacecraft, and even nuclear-powered engines for deep space travel. The message is clear. China doesn't plan to follow in the footsteps of the United States or Europe. They're building their own path, on their own terms, and now they're pointing that path toward the asteroids. But China isn't alone. The United States, through NASA, has already made its mark. The OSIRIS-RX mission collected samples from asteroid Bennu and returned them to Earth, a massive milestone. Japan has achieved similar success with Hayabusa and Hayabusa 2. Private companies, too, have tried to enter the asteroid mining game. Names like Planetary Resources and Deep Space Industries once promised to open the market, though funding, politics, and practicality delayed their dreams. Still, momentum is building. The European Space Agency, India, and UAE are all developing deep space programs with asteroid targets in sight. The global interest is real and growing. But here's the difference. While other nations talk, test, and prototype, China launches. They move quickly, deliberately, strategically, and now, with Tianwen-2, they may be the first to demonstrate what sustainable asteroid exploration really looks like. Of course, the road ahead isn't easy. Asteroids are chaotic. They tumble through space. Their gravity is too weak to land on in the traditional sense. Any mistake, and the spacecraft could bounce off into space. Dust clings to everything. Surfaces may shift. Structures may break apart. Landing, anchoring, drilling, sampling, all of it must be done perfectly, often without real-time human control. Then there's the return, navigating millions of kilometers back to Earth, targeting a narrow re-entry corridor, and delivering precious materials safely to the ground. A single miscalculation, and the samples are lost forever. These are not just technical challenges. They are proof of capability milestones. And if Tianwen-2 succeeds, China will have demonstrated something no private company has yet achieved, and few nations have even attempted. Tianwen-2 is not just a scientific mission. It's a symbol, a stepping stone to a future where space isn't just observed, it's used. We are standing at the edge of a new industrial revolution, one that doesn't start in factories or cities, but in orbit, on asteroids, in vacuum. A revolution where those who master space resources, water, metals, energy, will shape the next century of power, prosperity, and survival. Tianwen-2 may be headed for a small, silent rock in the sky, but its implications echo across the entire planet. And as it drifts through the void, collecting dust and data, one truth becomes increasingly clear. The age of asteroid mining has begun,